Hey everybody, it's Manny from Trouble Forge. So I haven't officially done a pantry tour of my new pantry yet. I've shared some pictures of it. I did a pantry tour at our old house. This is just kind of a glimpse of what our pantry looks like. So I'll be doing a big pantry tour probably at the end of preservation season. But today I just wanted to take you along as I do a little bit of reorganization. So we have been canning a lot of stuff. We've been really trying to put new things on the shelf that we don't have. So what I worked on today is I got all the jars that were empty kind of just reorganized up here. That way as I need jars, I can just have them easily ready to go. They're already washed. I just kind of need to rinse them and whatever. Then they can be canned in. So any empty jars that were clogging the shelves, I got rid of. Not got rid of, put it in another spot. Anything that just seemed to be kind of out of place, like I sort of had like some pickles here, some relish here, some pickled something over here, sort of got this, so like this whole shelf is pickled stuff, and like this is tomato product, and then there's like some pumpkin. This is a lot of kind of pressure canned vegetables and things. So got all my juices organized, so I got all of that stuff done. So now what we need to do is I have these boxes here to work with. I know I have a ton in the truck that I brought home because we were working at Missy's on canning. So I drug all of that stuff home. So my goal today is to get all of those in the house, wipe them down if they need wiped down, get them labeled, get their rings off, and get them on the shelf. So I'm just gonna kind of take you along as I go through that process. It's not super complicated, but I get a lot of questions about how we store all of this food. So I've shared a little bit that when we first bought this house, we bought this house in mid-February 2023. It's now August 2023. One of the first things that I had Zad and Jeremy at Homesteading Roots do is build my pantry. So this wall did not exist when we moved in. This was all one big open space. On the other side of that wall is where we hopefully plan to put a preservation kitchen / butcher shop in at some point, so that I can keep a lot of the mess out of our normal kitchen, and I can do all my big projects out there. Once we get like hogs and butchering our own chickens and all that kind of stuff, I can do all that stuff out there. There's a concrete floor out there, French drain, the whole deal. This also has a concrete floor and French drains, which is excellent because I can run the dehumidifier into the French drain. If, Lord forbid, like a jar falls off, it's just concrete, it's not a big deal. Whereas like if I was storing all this stuff in our kitchen on the hardwood floor, like whatever, you can clean stuff up of a hardwood floor, but the concrete is just a lot nicer. So today I am going to try to put, I know I have some juice here, I have some dry canned potatoes, I have some sauces. I've shared a little bit about how I'm not really making plain applesauce this year, so I have like 100-ish quarts of applesauce up here. I went hard on applesauce last year, and I really don't need a ton. And I have maybe, I don't know, a few dozen quarts of peach sauce. So this should carry our family through till next year. Plus I have peach applesauce and some cherry peach sauce that I canned this week. So we'll kind of try to squeeze all that on this shelf. Something I really need to work on getting us through is all of this. This entire top shelf is jams and jellies, and so is that. So so during COVID, I went really friggin' hard on jams and jellies, obviously. I mean, we were harvesting like lilacs from the yard, and I forget what else. Mint we were harvesting from the yard, all kinds of things. That forsythia, we made forsythia jelly. So maybe not things that I'd do again. Maybe I did them out of boredom because we couldn't go anywhere. But we have a lot of that kind of stuff. So something I'm trying to be diligent about is, I know the lighting's terrible in here, sorry. We didn't like finish the electric. We did like just the basic electric that we needed to get my fridges and freezers up. So sorry if the lighting sucks. So something I'm really trying to do is, like, when I come in here, if I know we are almost at the end of a jelly in the fridge or something, take like 3 or 4 into the kitchen, because everybody knows this is in here, but usually you just come in and grab one. I feel like, okay, if I have a couple on the counter, then I don't mind having a few open at a time. Like whatever, there's 6 people here. It's not like it takes us that long to get through a half pint of jelly. Once we deplete this, I'd really love to only maybe have like 50 to 100 jars of jam or jelly, marmalade, whatever, on the shelf at a time. Right now, I easily have over 200, and some of these are from 2020. Some of them are from 20. Oh, there's a bad seal. That one needs to go. Some of these are from 2021, 20. I don't think I canned any jelly last year, so most of these are probably from 2021. another reason why you should just come in and reorganize your stuff every once in a while, because these things happen. You bust seals, especially when they're 3 years old. I'm sure I'm going to get some comments about, you know, how old is too old and you shouldn't be eating that and blah, blah, blah. I know that I canned it safely. If the lid is still sealed and it's still in good condition, I am not dumb. I know that you can't smell or see or taste botulism, but if I canned it safely and the lid is still down, I'm not uber concerned under like 5 years. When I do these kinds of little mini projects and go through and organize, you know, I'm always checking. And this one actually, back in 2020, I didn't know about taking your rings off. I didn't learn about that until probably like a year and a half ago. So if the ring was off of this, I probably would have caught this sooner. So there's another PSA, PSA to take your rings off before you store them, because it's a lot easier to see a broken seal if your ring is off. So this is a rabbit trail. If the ring was off of this, the lid probably would have popped off, or at least slid, or like when I was moving it and it would have splashed everywhere, you know, I would have known. The ring is keeping this lid on, so it was not as obvious to me. So there you go. Take your rings off before you store them. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all that stuff brought in from the truck. I have, so Missy and Jeremy at Homesteading Roots have a farm store in Mifflintown, PA. If you're local, go visit them. It's super cute. And obviously when you're getting bulk amounts of local produce, like from the auction like they do, there's waste. I mean, it's just happened. So they feed what they need to their chickens or their sheep or their cow or whatever anybody will eat. And then they usually send the rest off with us, which we are super grateful for, because anything to offset the feed bill is always awesome. So a lot of my jars in the bed of the truck probably have cantaloupe goo on them, which means I'm going to need to wipe them all down and then label them. So we'll go. So Zad's actually already out here. Looks like kind of started on this project for me. So sweet of him. So I have all these jars out here. I need to get them in the house. This is the box of scraps from the week. So I spent several days at Missy's this week. It really works out great because the kids they love having sleepovers, obviously, who doesn't love sleepover? And I can stay over there with them and we work on projects and go to the auction, and it's super fun. I love this time of year. Anyway, came home with this huge box. As you can tell by this deliciousness, I've been driving around with these rotten cantaloupes for a couple days, and they need to get to the chickens. So Zad is going to, thankfully, we have this nice tractor. He can just slide the forks in there with the pallet. We'll dump these to the chickens, and that'll work out great. So here's all my jars. Out here I have some pickled grape tomatoes. I have some green beans. I have nectarines, peach applesauce, all new adds to the shelf for me. So when I organize my pantry, I try to keep, like I said, I try to do like all the pickled is together and all the sauces are together and juices and jams and whatever. Other than that, I don't get too anal and picky about how things are organized. So we're gonna get all these in okay. I feel a lot better about the way the pantry looks now. So everything I've reorganized many times. These colors on this, I am just so excited. These, if you haven't pickled grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes or whatever, they just add such awesome color to the shelf. So anyway, I got everything kind of resituated. All these shelves look pretty decent. I had to move things around about 100 times. I'm so excited for all these juices that we have on here. Pantry's not perfect. It's getting there, which is why I don't want to do a full pantry tour until the end of preservation season, which it never really ends, because in the winter we do a lot of like canned meat and things like that, canning beans and, you know, things that are hi bud. We work on that kind of stuff. But this looks good for now. This will work. As I've mentioned before, we got our last fridge in here, so we're currently running 2 fridges in here and 6 freezers, and then obviously our fridge in the kitchen. And I have my freezer in my soap shop. That's where I store my milk to make goat milk soap. So this is good. We have a few more projects to do. We're going to be adding some more shelves up here to put like lighter stuff on if we buy some stuff in bulk, or, you know, store-bought things in bulk. So I hope that you are having an awesome Every Bit Counts challenge season in August. I hope that you are really trying to expand and do different things, replacing the things that make sense for you. Just a quick note, as I was watching Ruth Ann Zimmerman this morning, this has always resonated with me, but I just wanted to share this really quick. She was talking about how they wanted to get more salsa on the shelf this year than tomato sauce, and salsa was a really big focus for her because her 3 youngest boys are making salsa like an after school snack and can each like plow through a pint. And so I really want to encourage you. My goal is to expand and diversify what we have, but that's not everybody's goal. You know, you might just be happy with pickles, applesauce, and tomato sauce. Maybe that is good enough for you, and that is fantastic. You're making the effort to do something, and that matters. So, but if you're not like that and you're like me and you love diversifying, I hope that you are having so much fun trying to find new things to do and new adds to your shelf. I'm loving it. I love that I have Missy's help at Homesteading Roots. We've been really tag teaming. It's so great because all 6 kids can play together, and I'm not trying to like romanticize that. Certainly they, you know, they're all kids and they range from age 2 to 15, so there's a lot of dynamics going on there, but the value of them being able to play together while we work on these projects. Missy and I make, you know, the most of every situation. It's just our personalities. We always make jokes about everything, and it's fun. I love this time of year. I love that if you haven't followed their story, they just moved back from Florida in October. So I love that I have her here for food preservation season. And it's just been really great. I hope that you can find someone that you can do these fun preservation projects with, because it's so much more fun when you have a friend to do it with. So if you have any questions about my pantry or storing food or any of that kind of stuff, always here to try to help with your questions. We'll see you next time.